Good day, this is Thames United. I almost left it on the pre-stream. That would have been a catastrophe. There was one stream I did. No, hold on. There was one stream I did, and I was streaming for like ever. And it wasn't at the beginning. I took a short break, and then when I came back, I started photoshopping, and I forgot to bring it back from the waiting screen, and it was like for 5 or 7 minutes, but still, I was just like, oh my goodness, it's just been doing a slideshow. Hasn't been showing the work I was doing on Photoshop. Let me get comfortable. Okay, so we're gonna do, this is August 7th. We're gonna go through these photos. There's only 30 of them, so it won't take us that long. My goal is to, I want to finish the stream at like 11:30, the latest, because I have to assemble Project Newfoundland. I have the placeholder media ready, and then I have to add the titles and put the narration on. And then once I have all those figured out, then I will write the music for it. So that the music's the last part, and I'll be able to finish that tomorrow. So, I mean, if everything goes well, it will be on Patreon before Tuesday or before. So that's working. And then, what is the word? Oh, Project Park. I did some editing for it. Not live, but just fixed up some stuff and tuned it a little bit better. And so it's actually like the third edit I've done. The first edit I did live, but Project Park is being re-rendered now. The 4K was fine. There was nothing wrong with the 4K videos, but there were some technical problems with the 3D videos and the VR videos. And so hopefully the 3D videos are smoothed out. I still have to do more testing with the VR videos, but I mean, fingers crossed they're all good. But the 3D version the 4K edition is like done. It's ready to go. I just have to do the narration for it. But the 3D is like the second most ready to go. I also have to do the narration for that, so I'm really hoping that the 3D is perfect, and then I'll start writing the scripts for the 3D and the 4K editions, and then the VR one should be the next test of the VR should be good. I still have to go and cut things out and put things together for the VR, but this next batch of rendering will help me decide what to keep and what not to keep. I started that maybe like Thursday. Yeah, it must have been Thursday. The computer, I use Linux boxes to render, so they're like consumer grade hardware, and they're pretending to be a server, but it's like mediocre technology from 2009, 2008, so they're not the fastest, but because they're running Linux, I'm able to do things like render 3D, and I can render 4K, even though it's like a 6-core processor from AMD that was okay in 2009, and a lot of it is just recycled computers and things other people throw away. Well, they don't throw it away. They give it to me. They're like, hey, I think Lloyd can use this for whatever contraptions he makes, and I'm like, yes, please. But that's what's going on. A lot of rendering. So let's get to work. We have to start our working music. And develop. Please don't crash. Something weird happened to my PC. I was ready to start the stream at like 9:05, and like I said, I was working on Project Newfoundland earlier, and So there was an update to Windows, and now I can't find. I mean, it's not that I can't find. The button is gone to eject removable media. It's just not there. So I'm like, I don't want to have to like eject the hard drive, because I use internal hard drives to do the projects and everything. But I use a hot swappable bay in my PC, so I just slide the hard drive in, and it's a direct connection through SATA, and it saves money buying. My dog is investigating. It saves money because I can get a 3 terabyte hard drive for $50. If I wanted to get that with like a USB 3, which is slower than SATA, then it'd be like $125. So I can buy a lot. I can buy like 6 terabytes of hard drives for the price of one. But I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Bring down the exposure, but raise the brightness. Bring it down a little bit more. My dog is hungry. We ran out of food today, so I went to the store. And she ate later. So now she's scavenging. She doesn't know I specifically don't keep food in this room, because I don't want her jumping on the computer or anything. Just for like one little crumb. Alright. She's really looking for food. Are you okay? If I get electrocuted, it's because of this dog. Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'll be right back. I was like wondering, why am I overheating? What changed? My dog rotated the fan, and that's why I started overheating. Now we're going to bring out the darkness. But we're also going to add more detail to the dark areas. So the trees are like, there's more definition in them. That image took a long time. I do not know why. It didn't look like that challenging. And the reason why these are so underexposed is because the camera was getting confused. It was seeing this bright clouds and saying I gotta compensate for that, which normally I would fix when I'm taking the picture, but I was really rushed when I was doing this, like really rushed. So I got a lot accomplished today, not as much as I'd like, but I still did a lot. Most of it was just getting groceries. We went to like 3 stores, my grandmother, mom, and I. And I mean, it was fine. We have a lot of food now. But I got gluten-free bread, and I was like, I don't want to eat the bread right away, because like, you know, you go to the market and stuff and you're starving, and then you get home and you like eat everything you just got, and I was just like, I wanted it to last. And so I didn't want to open up the bread, because you know, once you open up a package, it just goes away really fast. So I ended up doing that. I opened up a bagel and cooked that, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing this thing now, and it's an experiment where I'm eating until I'm full. And you might be thinking, oh, you know, you eat too much and then you're overstuffed, and that's not the issue. Like, I will eat a little bit and still be hungry, and then stop eating, and then like later I'm like starving, and sometimes I just, you know, I can go to bed, you know, hungry. I'm like, oh, I'll eat. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to bed hungry because we have no food. It's, oh, I'm going to bed hungry because there's nothing appetizing I want to cook or things like that. And like sometimes like it's so late, it's like I don't want to start cooking at like 11 o'clock at night. And so I kind of changing my diet to where I'm forcing myself to eat 3 meals a day, and at each meal I have to like eat till I'm full, and just no snacks, and you know, very little milk. I mean, like, I still put milk in tea and stuff, but before I would make the tea, then I put like, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of that would be milk, and now I just put a drop of milk, and then I put cold water, and I mean, it doesn't taste the same. I wish it did, but that means like the milk lasts like 2 weeks now. But I don't know, kind of all these changes. Like, I wasn't sure if the changes were working, and they have. I just ate some terrible macaroni and cheese. There's this company, I really enjoy their macaroni and cheese that's gluten-free. I'm allergic to wheat, so I can't eat anything with gluten. But it's called Amy's, and they have this gluten-free macaroni and cheese that looks just like the Kraft macaroni and cheese, but it's organic and it's gluten-free. And so they have that one. That's the good one. Stick with that one. It has the fake yellow cheese. And then they say, if you want to make it extra, fancy, add butter when you're mixing it. And I recommend that. Add a little bit more butter than you would think is acceptable. And use like grass-fed butter. And that's when you're mixing the powdered cheese. You mix milk, a little bit of butter, one medium-sized amount of butter, and then the powdered cheese. And that's great. And it's like the yellow stuff. It's fantastic. And you might be wondering, why does he keep saying that's yellow? Because that is like the most important detail. They make another macaroni and cheese, and I have never been able to get it to cook right. Just never. It's white cheddar, which does taste good. The cheese tastes good. But instead of like the macaronis, it's pasta shells. And so it's gluten-free. So if you're cooking any kind of pasta that's gluten-free, you can never do what the instructions say. Some of the instructions will say, do it for 12 minutes. And it will end up being like 14 minutes. And then you get a different brand and it will say, do it for 8 minutes in boiling water. And it turns out you should only do it for 2 minutes. So whatever they recommend in the box, it's a lie. The cake is a lie. And the same is true for this white cheddar shell macaroni and cheese, but it cooks so fast. So on the box it said, cook for 10 to 8 minutes, and I was like, because it just becomes like goop. Like it looks like it's retaining its shape, but it's like so gooey and gross, and I can't handle the texture. I'm just like, oh. And so I made it. I cooked it for 4 minutes. And again, it said, cook it for 8. I was like, I'm cutting that in half. Because it cooks way too fast. And then I did that. And still came out too soggy. I was like, this is gross, but I'm gonna eat it. So I made extra macaroni and cheese because I was sure I was gonna, nail the recipe this time. But it was still gross. And so I was like, well, that's that. I'm gonna eat it. And so I had the macaroni and cheese with a bagel, just nothing on it, just a bagel. And the bagel was the best part of the meal, to be honest. Just the plain bagel. But I highly recommend Amy's gluten-free regular macaroni and cheese. I do not recommend you get the white cheddar with the pasta shells. And like the shells taste good, the cheese tastes good. It's just the texture, and it's impossible to cook because the pasta shells are like so thin. They cook like instantaneously. And it's just, I've never had a good experience with it. I'm kind of going back to my old style of editing of high contrast and vibrant colors. Which you can have high contrast and low vibrant colors. But I am trying to keep the brightness the same. And let me put it in the chat. The schedule, so you can check out when things are coming out. I can never spell schedule right, so we'll see if I did it. Yes, success. And like after doing the schedule with the link I just posted, and having to type it in over and over, I finally figured out how to spell it. I don't remember how I was spelling it. Oh, I was spelling it schedule instead of the U with an A, like schedule. Schedule. So I was sounding it out wrong. I'm dyslexic, and so I have to like really focus on sounding things out to spell them correctly. The struggle is real. Like, you have no joke. Everyone that, went to elementary school and high school, and like if you finish class and that was the end of your school day, you were the lucky one. I'd get up and go to school from 8 to 3 and then drive home. My mom would drive me home. I wasn't driving as in elementary school, and we wouldn't even go home. We would go straight to the tutor, and then I would be there for like 3 or 4 extra hours. Oh my goodness. I mean, it was worth it, because I became like a really strong rider, and everything. But it was not easy. For a long time, it was from like 2nd grade to like 9th or 10th grade. And just learning mnemonics and things like that. I was taught using the Orton-Gillingham method. But yeah, so there's a couple words that, and what I've noticed is that when I go to sound things out, sometimes the word, like, it matters like what accent you're using, because like going back to the schedule, it's schedule, and I say it out loud and in my head, schedule. So that's why I was putting the I-L-E. So it's important to learn how to talk, I guess, because if you sound things out wrong, it's because you're saying it with an accent. But that was kind of like, oh, so that's how you spell it. There was another word like that I finally, after spelling it wrong so many times, I was like, okay, stop. I'm gonna have to figure out how to actually spell this word. I don't remember what it was, but it was something where it was like so simple. I was like, oh. A lot of these are like pretty close to being accurate. Like, I don't have to do much adjustment. This one I do. And then this is the new YouTube video. It's on Twitch, but if you want to view it on YouTube on your own time, don't leave my live stream. But it's there, and a lot more is coming to YouTube on Fotations. The next things that are going to be coming out, and my goal is to get Project Park to Patreon in September, and then early October, or very late September, it will come to quotations on YouTube. And then once Project Park starts coming out, I mean, it's shaping up to be, I think it's like 5 episodes of 3D. It looks like it's gonna be 2 episodes of VR, and then another 2 episodes of 4K. So that's like 4 or 5, 9 episodes, and it will be coming out like once a week or once every 2 weeks, whatever I decide. And so what that's going to do is it's going to hold us over to when the Milwaukee Project comes out, which is what we're editing right now. And so then the Milwaukee Project will come out, and I'm kind of predicting like maybe 20 to 25 episodes. It's a small / medium sized project. There are bigger projects that I was working on. Project Newfoundland is in some ways is bigger than this. Project Newfoundland is going to be like 22 episodes, but it's all 3D. The Milwaukee Project is 3D and 4K and VR and film, 2 different types of film. 35mm film, black and white, which is what I edited in the past, and then see, I want the brightness, but I guess I don't want the exposure. But yeah, it's 35mm black and white film, and then and then medium format color. I haven't edited it yet. I haven't even sent it into the lab. So that's going to be happening later. Probably next week I'll send it into the lab. We have plenty of work to do. We have to go and remove the dust from all the negative scans, which is going to take a while because there's 159 photos and all of them are going to be used. Starting over. There we go. No dogs allowed. And this is Lake Michigan. There's a mobile hanging next to me, and that's what's hitting the microphone. It's like kind of a way where it shouldn't be able to be hit, but sometimes it does. So that's what creeped me out. It's like, what is tapping my microphone stand? And then this is the picture of the seagull. And this trash can. I don't know why I took a photo of this trash can, but I did one in film and one in black and white. I guess it's just kind of funny. Back in my day, when I used to go to the beach, I never seen no trash can there before. So I guess that's it. And then they're doing, there was this beautiful, not parking lot, but it was like a small park. And it was awesome because it's in downtown Flint. And they had, in the summer, they'd have car shows there. And like the classic cars would come and park and you could come view them and everything. And it was like this awesome, piece of, grassland with a lot of trees and everything. And then there was a couple of parking lots next to it. And so it was always like easily accessible. And we drove past there and like they bulldozed all the trees, the grass is gone, everything's like, removed. And I was like, this is dreadful. Now I'm officially an old person. I remember when there were trees here. And so they're building a elementary school, which is cool. And the organization behind it is one I really enjoy. And like I went to their preschool and their music center and everything. So it's like, that's a good thing. But I'm still kind of sad because they just like, that was such a nice area. There's nowhere else they could have built a school. The part that kind of kills me is there is an abandoned high school right behind them. Like they should have either one restored it or two bulldoze that and then rebuild there, and then they could have left the park. But, so that's kind of my gripe. Old man Lloyd. I don't know why I've discovered that it's better not to edit the curves first. And just save that for last. There we go. Oh my goodness. We finished. Finished in record time, and that was literally like 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. It will be like 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. I'm still testing out Nightbot. I mean, I like it a lot. But, that's why I keep sending myself messages. So I just have to test this out. There we go. Okay, now back to work. So we finished this section. Let's make sure we edited everything. Making sure they're all kind of equal brightness. Okay, the next one. So we have about 45 more minutes. So hopefully we can get through this. I think we'll definitely be able to get halfway through. Oh man, this this sculpture is so creepy. Like, it wasn't this creepy in real life. I mean, it was a little bit creepy. But I really captured the creepiness. A little bit too well. So we're gonna start at the top. Okay, let's figure this out. Yeah, I don't know what was up with this. It's a funny photo. I don't know why it's so dark. I mean, yeah, it's in the shadow. And I don't mean like the photo is dark. I mean like everything is dark, and I'm not able to fix it. Like the colors are completely different. I thought I was gonna sneeze. It was like taking forever, but sneeze never came. Okay. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going on a sculpture walk. And have all the sculptures going down this street, and this is right here. This is the Hilton City Center, and so it goes. Technically, it goes a little bit further on this street, but you go from here, and then you walk all the way to the Lincoln Memorial Highway, and all along the way there's different sculptures and everything. So that's pretty cool. Art in the city. All these images are like really difficult. I'm just gonna cut off to a certain point and then bring down. And so it jumped. This was at the city center, and then I put the digital camera away and I shot film walking up the path. And then this is actually at the Milwaukee Museum of Art, which is a very unique building. You will be seeing that soon. And so this looks like the ocean. It's not. It's like Michigan. And this is actually the Discovery Museum. I was not able to go there. They were closed the days I was able to get there. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to brighten up the dark areas so we can increase the contrast. So this is the Milwaukee Museum of Art, and these wings, you might have seen them in other photographs and they're like closed, but the structure just, it opens and closes. It's closed during when the museum is closed, and then it's open during the day. Unless the wind gets too high, then they close it. And then this is the bottom of it. So this is the full thing with its wings open. Oh my goodness. I have a heart attack. And do you know what that was? I do not know why I foolishly... I think it was an accident. I meant to click away at something that popped up. And it ended up being Facebook alerts. So that thing that gave me a heart attack was... It's not even like an alert. Like I haven't been getting real notifications from Facebook. I get like these fake things. And they're totally doing it just so I log on. Not log on, but open the app. But I'll look and there'll be like 30 notifications. And they're just like nothing. It's like, oh, we have a new friend recommendation. So? I'm not looking for friends on Facebook. And then, hold on, I have to start over. And so they keep saying, oh, look, there's, 20 new items for sale in your group. And I've gone through like 3 or 4 times and turned off notifications for sales and for group updates. And they keep going back on. I'm like, seriously? And so like for a while it will stop. But it keeps telling me now that I have the same 20 new items in one of the groups. And I'm just like I've already checked the notification. Why do you keep sending me the notification? So that's a little annoying. This one's like not bright enough. So this is one going from the Lincoln Memorial Highway. And we're going to be walking back to the hotel. The whole time it's me, my cameras, and my grandmother in the wheelchair. And so the thing that I always hate, people say is like, oh, when I go somewhere I don't want to look like a tourist. And it's just like, you look like a tourist. Everyone's walking on their phone or knows where they're going. You're the only person who's like looking at the buildings, looking at everyone. Even if you don't have your cameras out, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb. And so then, like a lot of, like even some of my classmates when we travel, they're like, oh, I don't want to take pictures of anything. I was just like, dude, take your own pictures. I'm not, like, I give my class, my photos sometimes, but, yeah, it's totally that attitude of, I just want to blend in and I don't want to take pictures. I'm like, you're only going here once. It's okay to look like a tourist. I guess I took a photo of this runner. Oh, I wasn't taking a photo of this runner. I was taking a photo of this. And the runner got in my way. Speaking of people, I am starting more event photography. So I will be editing it live to tape. I'm not going to live stream it, but the editing and everything will be done on it will go as an unlisted YouTube link on Patreon, and so that's going to start happening. Probably I'll start recording those live to tape, not to be confused with the website, but I'll be recording those live stream to tape probably after Tuesday, so Wednesday or so, and then I'll upload that to Patreon. And it's very exciting because I did the first event and it went really well. The thing about this project is I'm still doing 3D work for it and VR stuff for the event photography, but everything that's gonna be like 2D, so like regular video or regular photo and things that are not in 3D and not in VR. All of those photographs are going to be on film. So it's a combination of 35mm film and an 80mm film, which is medium format. So this project is the main photos are going to be entirely shot on film, and it's a lot of fun. I spend like so much more time being careful with how I frame a shot and composition and exposure, and everything. And there's so much more range in film. This has been on the to-do list for like years, so I'm really excited that I'm finally starting it. So the next event I'm doing is not this weekend. It is the weekend, but it's next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. And so next week I'm going to be shooting on medium format film. I got a sample pack. I still had to pay for the sample pack. It's not like a free sample pack, but there's this film I've been eyeballing from kind of like, not a generic film company, but they're like a newer film company. They're not Kodak or Ilford or Fujifilm. And so everyone who I've seen use it says they really like it. There was this one Amazon review where the person said, "Oh, this film is great. I love using it in my Holga." And the Holga is like a purely mechanical kind of piece of junk camera. I strongly dislike them. But they do shoot medium format, and the Holga camera costs like between $15 to $30. So if you want to play around with medium format film, it's the cheapest way to do it. But I would not use it for like reliable photographs. Just do like fun, like artsy photographs with either you and your friends or of nature, because there's like a 40% chance that the photos won't turn out. But it is medium format, and so the one reviewer gave it 4 stars, and he was like, "I love this film, it's fantastic, but I wouldn't use it in my Hasselblad." And so that's actually the camera I use. I use a 500C, and that camera came out in 1969, so it's older than me. And the Hasselblad is fully mechanical. no batteries or anything, and it's an absolute joy to work with. That one's looking too fake for me. Oh, but anyway, back to the story. Forgot. The one reviewer was like, "Oh, I wouldn't put in my house blood," and everyone else was saying, it's good, and there were other people saying they use it for higher end photography. So I ordered the sample pack, and it came with 6 rolls. It was like $23, which is pretty good for black and white film. Usually 5 rolls will cost you $30. So it's very much inexpensive. And so it's 3 rolls of ISO 400 and then 3 rolls of ISO 100. So that's a good range. 400 ISO is like a very good all-purpose ISO setting. It's like sensitive enough to be shot indoors, but it's not so sensitive that it gets grainy. And then if you want to shoot indoors and outdoors, you can use ISO 400, because once you start shooting a roll, you can't change it mid event. You have to start shooting all the way till you finish. So if you start with an ISO of 400 and you only want to do 6 of your 12 shots indoors and then the rest outdoors, that's okay. It's very easy, and to just kind of do the mental calculation of what you have to do to change the shutter speed and aperture. But if you're shooting ISO 800, that's very good for indoors, but it is so sensitive to light that if you go outdoors, it's everything's gonna look overexposed and too bright, and the image is lower quality. Because the higher in ISO you go, the lower the quality goes. It gets grainier, because that's literally what's happening. It's the ISO is the size of the film grain, so the larger the film grain, the more sensitive it is to light. But it also means like grains of sand. If you have bigger grains of sand, you can fit less sand on the size of the sensor, and so it is more sensitive to light. But essentially, the pixels get bigger. And digital does the exact same thing, where ISO 100, it's each megapixel is takes in the light, the red, the green, the blue. When you increase the ISO on a digital camera, it will say, let's say to 800, it will be okay, you want the camera to be more sensitive to light. So instead of 1 pixel on the sensor equaling 1 pixel on the final image, the camera says, okay, I'm going to take 4 pixels close to each other and combine that to get the and kind of average out the data it's getting. And so that's how it makes it more sensitive to light. It just kind of blends more pixels together. And so the result is the image quality is lower, and it is more grainy, more blotchy, which is fine if you're shooting at light at night, but not if you're shooting outside in the middle of the day and everything, because the dark areas will be grainy and not well defined. Back to the Milwaukee Museum of Art. So we have about 20 minutes left. I want to thank everyone for coming out. I'm not finishing, but tomorrow I'm doing another creative stream starting around the same time. I'm gonna try really hard to start at 9 p.m. I can't do the late streams anymore. I'm like, I finally got it. I have switched my schedule back to being a normal human being instead of being a vampire, like staying up till 4 in the morning. And so I want to keep that going as long as possible. And so tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to be we'll be continuing the creative stream. It's all downhill from here, really. This section we're doing has 112 photographs. The 2 days are 60, and the last one is 40 photographs we have to edit. So Monday I'm like very confident we'll be done with editing the photographs, and we'll actually be able to start assembling the kind of documentary episodes. So that is a good thing. And so there's going to be the black and white film, and these digital photographs, the videos are going to be in 4K. The black and white film, which is 35mm, is going to be in 4K. But the color 80mm film, that will be. I'm going to try really hard to have that project come out in 8K. And so the reason why I have to try hard is I have to set my desktop to boot into Linux every time I'm not using it. I mean, there's no program that does that, but I just have to remember, okay, I'm going to shut down the second I finish the stream, and then have it render a section of the video and in 8K, which is going to be difficult. It's going to take it a long time to do. And so I have to do that like every night. Oh man. Here comes the creepy doll. Not doll, statue. It's supposed to be a statue of Alice from Alice in Wonderland. I will be very surprised if I if I don't have nightmares from this. There we go. Going back to architecture. Back to the statue. I really like this building, this kind of square cubed entrance. That's my dog barking. She is definitely an outdoor dog. Our first Newfoundland she's more chill and likes to hang out indoors. But our rescue Newf, she loves to just go outside, and if she could, she would just sleep outside. But we don't let her. But I have the door open and she, she goes, chases the squirrels, has a lot of fun. And then there's this new dog in the neighborhood, and the new dog just barks like crazy. But it's weird because I've noticed that like dogs look in a park every once in a while and nothing will happen, and it's just like I think it's just like a status bark, like I'm here. But then there's like a different like kind of bark sound, and it's like the dogs are asking to like check in, like sound off. And it's funny because like this new pup, for whatever reason, starts it, and then every dog in the neighborhood will start barking. And it's like you just hear it from all over. Like, ah, rah, rah, rah. I mean, not like that, but it's like purr, purr. And then our dogs will start yelling, and then and the reason why I know it's different is because like one dog will bark, and then our dogs will bark, and then they just hold their head up and listen to see who else is gonna bark, back. And of course, there's another dog that barks back, and then they're just like silent for a second, and then another dog barks, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Are they like plotting to take over? They're like, we gotta know who's new in the neighborhood. But I'm like pretty sure this new dog is just initiating it, probably accidentally. He's just chilling out, barking, having a good time. So I'm going to bring the exposure down, but brighten up the image. So we're about halfway through. I really like this building and how it really catches the sky. Keep forgetting, don't edit the curves till last. And like there's no rule that says it. But I'm just gonna do that. It's a rule I've discovered works well for me. That's one of the sculptures on the sculpture walk. I'm gonna get rid of this photo. I had a suspicion that it was out of focus, but now Now I know it is. I'm just ignoring the curves. Except for this one. Yep. I'm getting greeted by a friend. Nope. She's taking off. She's just checking to make sure I'm still in the room, I guess. What's up? You know what? Wow. I was gonna say I'll be back, but we have 2 more minutes left. So I'll just stay here. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. This has been Thumbs United. I am going to be streaming tomorrow sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to try really hard to start at 9 p.m. sharp. But, things happen. And so I will be streaming tomorrow and Monday, doing creative streams. And then Tuesday, we're continuing ODST, Halo ODST, for the gaming live stream. And again, that starts between 9 and 11 p.m. And then Wednesday is creative. Tuesday is more Halo. No, Thursday is more Halo. And then Friday is creative again. And the weekend we start the process over of creative Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we're going to be in like a continuous production crunch. Because the second we finish the Milwaukee Project, it's straight back into the New York Project. The New York Project is huge. It's going to be like 30 to 40 episodes of mixed media, 4K, VR, and 3D. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I will see everyone tomorrow. I'm going to try really hard to start at 9. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good day. Bye-bye.